Hello, everyone, and welcome back to once again another live stream here on the VB Thomas platform. Today, we will be racing in my home race, my home track, my home country. It's going to be Belgium, and we will be racing with the Formula One Racing League. So let's go straight into previous race as we will be commentating on Div 2 today. So last week it was Brazil with Hackett Racing winning that Grand Prix. We had Ion Blades in P2 and Dunsby in P3. Now let's have a quick look at the track layout of today, as that is going to be Belgium with a population of about 11,700,000 people. The first Grand Prix ever held was in 1950, and the biggest winner on this track is unknown. We've got a qualifying record of a 141.2 and a race record of a 146.2. Now let's have a quick look with the track layout, because Belgium is quite a long track. It's actually the biggest track there is on the F1 calendar, with a total of 7 kilometers. Race distance will be around 154 kilometers, as we will be only doing 2 laps. As you can see, turn 10 is quite a tricky one. Then coming into turn 11, turn 12, a couple of fast left right-handers. Actually, this is not very fast. It's like a little bit of a chicane, a little bit of an S section, and going into turn 15, where you will be coming into that fast left-right section. Possible overtaking opportunity into bus stop, which is going to be turn 18, if I'm not mistaken. Nice, Thomas. This is going to be turn 18 and 19. The bus stop, it's a chicane here around Belgium. Turn 19, you need good exit coming through that corner. And you've got turn 1 again, where you can easily dive bomb down the inside to make that overtake work. You are possibly going to have damage making a dive bomb through there, as it's a very tight corner. It is a little bit of a hairpin, so you need to make sure you're not going to spin out. Now into what is that called again? Eau Rouge Radion. A couple of high. How do you say that? High. You rise, right? You like when you're going with your car, you're going uphill. Yeah, that was it. Uphill. So into turn 6, 7, a couple of slow left and right handers, where you can easily make a move too, with a good exit coming through that corner into turn 8 and 9 later. 8 is a long right hander, which is going to be a U-turn. And then coming into turn 9, a fast left-hander, kind of a 90 degrees corner. And then we are once again there where we were earlier. Now let's go straight to the strategy of tonight, which is going to be a high safety car probability. I don't think I've ever seen no safety cars around Belgium. Tire degradation rate is also quite high, and tire overheating probability is meh. It's like 40%. And then we've got medium softs as my first prediction. I feel like that is going to be the way to go here in Belgium. Medium hards is also possible. Hard mediums and hard softs are also good to go. Now, my predictions of today, as I need to have a quick look at the lobby. I think, you know what? I'm going to go with Dunsby again in the top 3. I'm going to put him in P2. Who do I put in P1? It's Mr. Hackett Racing in the year. Yes, he is. I'm going to put Hackett Racing again in P1. No, I'm going to put him in P3. I'm going with Jake in P1. So Jake, Dunsby, and Hackett Racing in P3. Although we do have Benji Bucket. I'm going to put him as my biggest loser of the evening, because I think he's going to crash out. And who do I pick as my biggest winner? I'm going to put Dunsby. Just bold strategies, guys. Bold strategies. As the game just has started, so we're going straight into the game already. So here we are, as that is going to be the thingy. I'm just going to take a quick listen to my live stream, as I changed a little bit of thingies. Oh, no, what's that name again? That I changed the volume of my microphone, so I want to have a quick listen. Yeah, so if I talk right now, how is that quality? Is it all right? Is it good? Is it bad? Please let me know as we're going down the inside here. Yeah, seems to be all good, guys. Seems to be all good and clear. So hopefully we're going to be having a beautiful Grand Prix here today. You know, it is something. Belgium, it's a beautiful track. It's one of the most beautiful tracks out there. And hopefully, yeah, we're going to keep it clean. Hopefully. You know, we've got 80 people, no, 20 people in the quali, so it's going to be a full lobby today with a lot of familiar faces. We saw Eric Pinto last week struggle a little bit. The Indian driver, I think it is. Didn't really perform very well, unfortunately. Who else do we have there? Our buddy Benji Bucket. He got promoted from Div 2 to Div 1 last week, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to be racing in Belgium in Div 1 today. As there is already a Mercedes coming out, possibly Bishk, possibly Kodapik, possibly both. We don't know. Sorry guys, as I took a wrong. My water took the wrong turn in my system. Oh my days. So we've got Kodapik in P17 right now. Of course, the guys still have to put one lap on the board. I'm gonna have a quick listen and see with the track map here. And there it is. So Kodapik. Oh, there is a big fly on my screen right now. All right, that was not supposed to happen. Go away. Ah, it's on my hand. Oh, go away, buddy. How did he even get in my room? No idea. Well, yeah, that's it. Kodapik on the soft tires, possibly. As everyone seems to be on the soft tires. No, Ragbags and Kyle Burry seem to be on the mediums. As Kodapik is just warming up his tires right now, going through this Sector 2, entering Sector 3 right now. As he needs to watch out for this fast right-hander. As you've got that house on the left side, as you can see, you really need to be careful through that corner because it's quite a tricky one. It's quite a tricky one. If you go there, if you've got a little bit of dirty air and you will go a little bit wide, you will have understeer. That is going to cause you to crash out. Actually, my second league race ever was in Belgium. I was leading the race, and unfortunately, I got into that wall in turn 10, I think it is, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not turn 10. That is turn 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Turn 15, that is. As we're currently on board with Mr. Kodapik, as he is on a fast lap. How is AlphaTauri leading the Constructors' Championship? Well, we have Mr. Hackett Racing, who is an AlphaTauri driver. He is all the way in P1 with a lot of points ahead of P2. P2 is going to be Dunsby, and P3 is going to be Lloyd Butler, apparently. As Butler seems to be all the way in P3 right now, as he doesn't have set a lap yet. And now we are looking at Kodapik as he's now coming around turn 8 into turn 9, a fast left-hander. As I usually think on how to take this corner, because you can't take a lot of curb on the inside, but then you're going to lose speed throughout that corner, and then the exit is going to be a little bit difficult. So if you take it a little bit wider, I feel like you can carry more speed through that corner, because your car is going to slow down touching the curb down the inside. And now into Sector 3 goes the Mercedes driver. And I'm not too sure if he's going to get there like in the top 5, in the top 10 today. Because the Mercedes driver, he seems to be going a little bit up and down these last couple of races. He seems to be in P8 in the Drivers' Championship, which is not that bad. But compared to P1, he doesn't have too many points. But yeah, I mean, compared to P1, nobody has a lot of points. The guy has double the points everyone. So Kodapik is coming around the finish line, and it is going to be a 144.3 for the Mercedes driver. We might want to drive on board with Hackett Racing as he just came out of the pit, so we will not be focusing on that. Eric Pinto now with a 143.5 as the Haas driver puts himself in P1. We might want to drive on board with Larcy, as this is a very good buddy of mine. The Ferrari driver currently entering Sector 3 into turn 14, that is. And this was the turn I was talking about, turn 15. You can see the house on the left side of the screen, and that is actually going to be the house that was there in 1950 when this Grand Prix had his first race. So I think that is the only thing that stayed the same on this track, as we didn't have fancy tribunes, fancy stadiums and all that kind of stuff like you can see on the left and the right side. It's just gonna be that little house that has stayed the same for more than 70 years. So that's a little bit of a fact here on the Belgian Grand Prix. And we might want to drive on board with Benji Bucket. He is just entering Sector 2, if I'm not mistaken, as he's got the fastest first sector. So RRL James, and I think he's one of the Rainers Racing League, which I comes for on Mondays every now and then. And he is also a very fast guy. 142.2 is definitely not that bad, as Benji Bucket is now coming around in turn 9 into turn 10. And that is that tricky one. If you touch the curb on the inside, you are definitely going to spin out like we saw the Ferrari driver do. All right. Welcome, Nexus. Glad you're here, buddy. We've got a Ragbags and Jake fan in the chat. As we might want to drive on board with Ragbags later. He is on the mediums right now, so he's not going to be full gas yet. He just wants to, you know, sort out the track, sort out his setup, see if everything is all right. I'm not too sure if these guys are actually running, what's that called? Parc Fermé. Parc Fermé is basically when you go into the pits, you put on a setup, you go out for a lap, you cannot change your setup anymore. So that is a really annoying thing in my opinion, as sometimes you're running a dry setup, and then during the race it's a rain setup, and then you're getting all frustrated with your dry setup, you know what I mean. Benji Bucket, who's coming across the line to put a fourth fastest lap on this qualifying already, a 142.7, as he is about 4 or 5 tenths away from RRL James' time. We've got a couple of guys going slow in sector 3. So you might want to drive on board with Jake. As you can see, the McLaren driver on the medium tires right now, entering turn 13 and 14, now into turn 15. This is 14, this is 15, as he doesn't have to take a lot of curb on the inside. He does have to take a little bit on the exit, but make sure to not touch the sausage curb on the exit, because you're going to get shoved into the wall, if that makes sense. Now, driving on board with the McLaren driver as he's entering bus stop right now, which is going to be one of the most beautiful corners in the Belgian Grand Prix, as he had a little bit of a snap there coming into bus stop. Now down the main straight, into third, into fourth, into fifth, and that is going to be the fourth fastest lap on the mediums. So he managed to be faster than Benji Bucket, Bish, Butler, Flip, Milan, Eric, and all those other guys who are on the softs. As Hackett Racing only puts a P4. So that is a really big surprise here, as I thought he was going to be able to get pole by ease, but seems like he's not going to. It's only his first lap, guys, so maybe he wanted to try something out, a new setup or something like that, but you know, we will see in the race. The guy's usually the consistency himself. And let's see if he's going to be able to bring his winning streak to another level, or if he's going to be losing that winning streak today. I think he has won about 4 races in a row already. I'm getting the app with me real quick. Let's have a quick look. So Hackett Racing has won 3 races in a row. His 4th race was a P2. Then we had the first 2 Grand Prix of the season were also P1s. So in total, he has only DNF'd once. That was in Austria. And he has only got P5, if I'm not mistaken, in Monza or Imola in round 3. The rest of the grid, the rest of the calendar, he either had a win, which is going to be 5 in total already, or he had a wait, did we do 10, 2, 4, 6, 8? Wait, where's the 10th one? Oh, Brazil. Why is Brazil all the way at the end of the thing? All right, so he has 4 races in a row indeed. So he won 4 races in a row, because Brazil is all the way at the end of the calendar for some reason, but we did it last week. And then, yeah, he has 6 race wins, 1 P2, 1 P5, and a DNF. So this is going to be short qualifying, Nexus. So the short qualifying is basically a smaller version of the full qualifying, which is only going to be one qualifying session. So usually Q1 is 18 minutes, which is going to be this one. Then you've got Q2. Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, then I don't need to explain this kind of stuff. Make sure to let me know your channel in the chat so that I I can follow you. Follow your dreams, follow your career, you know. Bish is going to go for a fast lap here. I don't think he's going to be able to get into the top 5 today. But a top 10 position would be something to persuade for the Mercedes driver. His teammate is all the way in P15 as he's only put 1 lap on the board yet, a 144.3. And I do think he's going to be able to improve a little bit more here. Koda Pig, who is usually pretty fast, pretty consistent, and pretty good. Now, driving on board with Bish, his teammate, he is going to be running soft tires. He's got a Williams driver right ahead. Where's that Alpine? I can't quite... I don't know. Like, watching at the right bottom, you see that map, right? You're seeing a lot of different colors. But there's 3 cars on the track, which is going to be blue, right? Which blue is for which car? I think it's either Williams or either Alpine. And we're gonna see that in a couple of seconds. I think I see a little bit of pink there in the background. So might be Alpine. But I feel like the difference between, because last year we had light blue. Well, the lightest blue was for Alpine. No, yeah, it was for Alpine. And then the little bit darker blue was for Williams. And then the darkest blue was for Red Bull. But I feel like this season the lightest blue is for Williams and the second lightest blue is for Alpine. So I'm not 100% sure which car is ahead right now, or if my theory is even correct. Well, it doesn't really matter. Bish right now is coming into bus stop. And which car is that going to be ahead? That is going to be no, it's going to be a Williams. Wait, hold up. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, it was a Williams. So the lightest color is Alpine indeed. Interesting. Bish puts himself in P5. He improved by about 3/10 as Larcy. Larcy lol, my buddy. He's all the way in P14. He has only set 1 lap though, as we might want to drive on board with the Red Bull driver here. RRL James is going to improve 1 last time, a 142.0. As there's about 5 more minutes into this qualifying. Well, 6 actually. 5.5, let's say it like that. Right in the middle. Larcy, just pushing, buddy. Just pushing. You can come out 1 more time. If you come out right now, you can even do 2. If you ruin your first one, of course. Let's drive on board with Mr. Insomniac. As the Red Bull driver, I've known him from AER, which was my Sunday league, and I was too scared. Haha. Haha, that's funny. Yeah, Larcy, I know you can do it, buddy. Come on. A little bit of pepper in the ass, pepper up the ass, and you will be able to fly past this track. You know, you can go straight to Zandvoort. I don't know which race is actually next week. Let me have a quick look. That's gonna be China. Who the fuck chooses China, bro? Interesting track. Although, are we gonna have China? Yeah, we're gonna have China, and then it's gonna be Japan and Mexico. Oh, Zeus. Oh, Zeus. Oh, that's why he said Zeus. Oh, man. Oh, man. I did, like, he told me in DMs, right? I was saying something, or I think I was sending my... Oh, that's why he said Zeus. Makes sense. All right. Yeah, so I was sending my Twitch link. And I told him, let me know what your PSN is, so like your tag, so I can focus a little bit on you. And I thought he just replied that I looked like Zeus, and I was like, Zeus? Question mark? The laughing emoji. And he just completely ignored me, and I think he thought I was laughing with his name, but I didn't know what he meant with Zeus. Now I know, so that's gonna be the guy which I have to keep an eye on. Ragbags. We've got our buddy Ragbags for Mr. Nexus in the chat. So Ragbags is on a fast lap right now. The medium tires, which he had his previous time on, unfortunately didn't make it till the end. He didn't set a lap yet, as he's now coming around turn 17, if I'm not mistaken, into... No, that was turn 18. No, this is turn 18, and this is turn 19. He's coming back into the pits. Are the guys gonna have enough time? How many minutes does it take you to come into the pits? and change wheels. I think it's about 1 minute, if I'm not mistaken. Larcy, don't go back to reserve, buddy. You need this full-time seat. Dunsby, he's on a fast lap and he's currently P2 in the Drivers' Championship. So I feel like Dunsby, he's not the fastest. He's just the most consistent one. You know, he's not getting crazy results or something like that. He's not making crazy overtakes or crazy pace. He's just overall, he's just very consistent. As he's all the way in P19, so he can only do 2 more laps, including this one. As there is a yellow flag in Sector 2, that is going to be the Aston Martin. As there is a little bit of carnage in Sector 1, while entering Sector 2 right now, as there's 5 cars right behind each other. Now Dunsby entering Sector 3 in a couple of seconds. Now coming into turn 13 and 14 right now, fast right-hander. And then of course you've got that tricky corner to the right side. Luckily he doesn't have dirty air yet. And what is Dunsby going to be able to do here in Belgium? 1 lap takes about 1 minute 43. And in the race it will take around 1 minute 45. So it's going to be a long race today. It's going to be a long race, 22 laps around Belgium. And Flip has left the session, unfortunately. Now Dunsby coming across the line to put a 1:44.0. That is only going to be the 15th fastest lap on this track here today. As we've got Mr. Insomniac on another lap. And I think he's in the middle of some carnage here. Yes, he is. He's got a lot of drivers in front of him. That is not great. That is not well done for the Red Bull driver, as Dunsby has retired. So I think he crashed out in a Maggots and Baggots, as there is a Ferrari driver who's going wide. And so does the McLaren driver. I think Mr. Insomniac has been held up. He's got that Alpine driver right on his tail. Mr. Insomniac, is he on a fast lap though? That Alpine driver might be a little bit frustrated. It's going to be Zeus. He is on an out lap though. So he cannot be frustrated actually. Yeah, is there anyone else on a fast lap? We've got Bish on the mediums. Interesting choice. And the Haas driver all the way in Sector 2 now. Mr. Insomniac, is he going to do what I didn't think he was going to be able to do? Coming across the line right now, it's going to be a 144, 145 even. Only a P17 for the Red Bull driver. So we're going to Ragbacks. Ragbacks in P18 as he hasn't set a lap yet. I'm scared to think that none of the Alfa Romeos are going to get themselves in the top 10. Unfortunately, my favorite team hasn't been performing very well here in Formula 1 Racing League. Usually the leagues where I stream for... Oh, Flip got kicked. That is frustrating, kick. Flip. Yeah, Flip. Oh my days. Why did I say kick? Butler only in P9. He has to defend that P3 in the Drivers' Championship. There's still 4 more races to come. Including this one, of course. Ragbacks has validated his lap. The Alfa Romeo driver is not going to be able to improve anymore. And Zeus, does he have what it takes to put himself in the top 10? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like Zeus is a little bit of a not that consistent one, but I guess that the race will tell us whether I'm correct or not. He's got that Red Bull right ahead of him, which is possibly going to be Mr. Insomniac. So Mr. Insomniac going for another lap. Ooh, Zeus with the fastest second sector. Fastest second sector for the Alpine driver. Is he going to put himself in P1? Strilka has once again another pole here today. He messed up last week's race, but he's looking for redemption here today in Belgium at 141.8. Zeus coming around the last corner. And it's going to be the pole time for the Alpine driver at 141.4. What a crazy lap there for Zeus. Well, from Zeus, of course. That is going to be your qualifying. So everyone has set lap. Benji Bucket in P4. Pretty good result. in all honesty, Hackett Racing in P6, which is not that bad. Jake only in P9. I expected a little bit more there from the McLaren driver, and Larcy in P13. Larcy in P13. Kyle is actually in P14, so I think Larcy is just going to get bullied from behind. He's going to get overtaken by so many people. And this is going to be your results. We've got the Greek driver in P1, the Lithuanian driver in P2, and the British driver in P3. Benji Bucket in P4, and Zenjin in P5. Further, we've got Hackett Racing, Bish, Flip, Jake, Butler, Eric Pinto, Milan, Larcy, Kyle, Smurf, Dunsby, Kodapik, Mr. Insomniac, Ragbags, Big Bonds all the way at the back of the grid. Larcy, I don't have to give you confidence. I'm the commentator. I'm not going to give you confidence. If I feel like you have to crash, you have to crash, you know. That's the rule of being a commentator. No, actually, I don't know. Is that a rule? Is that a rule? Where is that other guy? No, Nexus, is that a rule or not really? Oh, there's no formation lap. All right, maybe I have to blow my nose in real quick. I will be right back. Right, all right, all right. We're back at it again. I'm just gonna have a quick listen for myself on the stream. Yeah, that quality seems to be pretty all right. Although, you know, I feel like the hard tones, like the low tones, are a little bit deep, if that makes sense. Seems to be all right. The guys are now gonna put their right strategy, hopefully, because you know, last week, or was it yesterday? Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before. I was playing career, right? I forgot to put up my strategy, and the game started me on hard tires in a 35% race. And I feel like, you know, in a 50% race, you can even make soft mediums work. But they gave me a hard tire, so no idea why. It's going to be 5 red lights here in Belgium in the Formula 1 Racing League, and off we go. Seems like Strilka had a pretty decent start there. No, he actually didn't. RRL James is already making a move down the inside there on the Williams driver. Has a good exit. And Zeus is going to be the only one in the top 3 on the hard tires. RRL James in P2 and Strilka in P3. RRL James is looking to make a move on the Alpine driver pretty soon. Let's drive on board with the Ferrari driver as he's coming down the Camel Straight right now. They're going 3 wide already. They're going 3 wide already. Who is making it out on top? It is going to be James. Down the inside there of Strilka. As Strilka is not giving up. Into turn 4, into turn 5, into turn 6 right now. This is going to be turn 7. And RRL James takes the lead of the race. Zenjin in P3. And there's already going into someone into the wall. That is... Oh, no way. That's Benji Bucket. My good buddy. Oh! Oh, no way. RRL James in the wall there. After an incident with Strilka. Safety car situation already. 2 DNFs in the first lap of this race. No, Benji Bucket didn't actually DNF. But not a bad situation for Benji Bucket. Well, it was a lucky incident after a very unlucky incident for Benji Bucket. No idea. In Belgium, we call it a gelukje bij een ongelukje. So a lucky with an unlucky, if that makes sense. No, actually, the translation doesn't make too much sense. Now, we have some time to pop up the tires, as there's going to be 4 drivers actually on the soft tires. We've got a Bish, a Butler, Flip, and Big Bonds, all the way in P16 and 18. On the soft tires, we've got a couple of guys on the hard tires, Zeus, Hackett Racing, Jake, Dunsby, and Kodapik on the hard tires, and all the rest of the grid is on the medium tires. Of course, during a race, you're always going to have people... crash out during the first lap. Always. Oh, Jake left the session. Why is that? Wait, did he get kicked? Did he get kicked? Jake, I know you're in the chat usually, well, most of the times. If you got kicked, please let me know. I will invite you, buddy. Just add me, VB Thomas, only one S, and I will invite you back into the lobby. Flip, would you the same, buddy? I saw you got kicked earlier. I'm not too sure if you're still in the car. You're not in the car. Kick, Flip. Oh my days! I'm calling you a kick again. Flip, if you need an invite, buddy, just let me know. Benji Bucket, did he came into the lobby? Yes, he did, and he did not get back to the safety car yet. So we're just waiting right now. Flip has joined again, as I think Dunsby has sent them an invite. That is most likely going to be the thing right there. Who has made up the most positions here? Let's have a quick look. Position changes. Zenshin came from P5, has taken the lead right now, as the biggest winner of the evening is going to be Ragbags already. The Jamaican driver in P11 right now. 8 positions gained. And his biggest rival for driver of the day is possibly going to be Larcy, who is in P7 right now. He's gained 6 positions during that first lap already. So he stayed out of trouble and got a good podium. Well, got a good couple of points on the standings. As you know, P13 to P7 is a big difference in points. Usually, because this league gives out points to the top 15, if I'm not mistaken. That's a little bit different from the actual F1, which is going to give only points to the top 10. And here in Formula 1 Racing League, they're going to give points to the top 15. I think the winner gets about 30 points. Or maybe even 35. I think they're going to get 35. Or 40. Oh, I think it's 40. The winner gets 40. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Looking at the Drivers' Championship, actually, Hackett Racing, who's currently in P1, he is probably going to get the Drivers' Championship. But it's still a close battle for P2. Dunsby, who seems to be all the way in P12, he's not going to score a lot of points here today. And then we have got Lloyd Butler in P3, who is going to be P5 today in the race. So he's going to be scoring a good amount of points for that Drivers' Championship. P4 is going to Jake, as he is all the way in P7, but he left the session, so he's possibly going to lose a lot of positions here today. P5 is for Mr. Bish, I think. I think it is Bish. P6 goes to another... who's the other AlphaTauri? Smurf? That is not possible. James, but he's not in the lobby today. Then we've got the Ferrari driver. RRL James, I think that is in P7. Coda Pick in P8. We have got Vindog in P9. And Ragbags all the way in P10. Gonna get overtaken by so many drivers in lap 1. Yeah, Larcy, I was mistaken. I thought that was going to be the case. I really thought that was going to be the case. You're not usually one of the most consistent ones. I know that from our career. Larcy, guys, get her around in the stream, right? Larcy, the guy in chat, he has developed so much as a racing driver. I used to have a league myself. That league was called Divergent, right? He was so bad, couldn't finish a single race. We did career last game. The guy was so bad, I think he finished last with 0 points. And he was in a McLaren, right? McLaren back in like the 2022 game was pretty good. This season, he got a couple of race wins in an old McLaren. Well, he does have the best car right now as he, you know, developed that car and all that kind of stuff. But he is still winning races, so he is being consistent. Over the whole season, I think he is around P5 or something like that in the Drivers' Championship. So he's doing pretty good. I'm talking about our career, by the way, guys, not about this league, of course. But let's have a quick look. As the safety car is possibly coming into the pits right now, I'm going to put my track map up real quick. So I want to have a quick look at what corners are which ones. I do know which ones are which ones, but not specifically, if that makes sense. Let me take a quick sip of water and then we will be right back with you. Oh, guys, that fly is here again. Go away. Stupid flies. What are flies actually good for? Licking the shit out of well, not out of off a cow or something like that. No idea, but they're nasty creatures. Sometimes I feel like everything that's flying is alien. alien kind of stuff. You know, have you ever looked at a wasp? Bro, what are wasps actually good for, right? Who the fuck needs a wasp? A bee? All right, a bee gives us honey and all that kind of stuff. It does something with the flowers, all that kind of stuff, right? A wasp just sticks people, and that's about it. But away from the animals right now, as we're driving on board with Zengen, as he's going to be leading the race. Benji Bucket, a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Boyk Bonds. Apparently something happened there in P16 and 17. As Zengen has taken quite a bit of a lead here on the Alpine driver, about 1 second of a gap to the Alpine driver Lars Lol, who's making it into turn 1. He's making it into P6, as we've got Jake. Not too sure if he's in the lobby still. Doesn't look like it. I think it's an AI driving. Not 100% sure. Let's have a quick look how his wheel is going. Yeah, Jake's left the session again. I feel it. Yeah, he is DNF'd. He has DNF'd, so he's going to be on the side of Camel Straight. As unfortunately, he is not going to be able to finish the race here today. We've got Lars Lol up in P6. What a good result from the Ferrari driver, although he has a 2.2 second gap to Mr. Butler. Oh no, Flip, that is really annoying, buddy. Yeah, nothing to do about that. I think it's just gonna be one of those races where the lobby is a little bit fucked here. Oh, Flip, all the way P17. Yeah, he's getting overtaken because he can't take control of his car. Strelka down the inside of Benji Bucket. He has to watch out though. Risky situation here, as it's not a good idea to make an overtake there into turn 10 and 11. Now into turn 12, 13 and 14. A couple of fast left and right-handers. Now another 90 degrees right-hander. As Strelka is making a move on Benji Bucket. Although Benji Bucket was crashing out a little bit there, Strelka has made that move. Benji Bucket seems to be lagging. So we are going straight to Butler here in P5. As a Haas driver straight on the tail of Bish. Guys, I'm kind of confused today. I don't know why. He's got the DRS. No, he's not. He doesn't have the DRS yet. The DRS is only open after 3 laps after the safety car. So we need to wait a little bit more here. A couple of guys coming into pits. Milan and Kyle in P16 and 17 right now. As Flip is going to be the last one to overtake them. Now Butler, with a little bit of ERS, he might be able to make this move work on the Mercedes driver. And yes, he does indeed. On those soft tires, I think the Haas driver is. Let me have a quick look here. He is indeed on those soft tires, but so is Bish. So it's quite surprising that he got overtaken that easily there. Now Butler defending the inside line, goes back onto the racing line. And he's possibly going to be able to make a little bit of a gap for himself. Now, is he going to be able to catch up to Hacked Racing, who's only 4 tenths behind Zeus? Both drivers running hard tires, and as I said, Hackett Racing is just the consistency himself. He's going to be able to get into that top 3 no matter what, even the race win. If the guys ahead cannot keep it consistent, he's going to win this race by quite a bit. Zeus, who is on 4-lap old hards, he's actually making a name for himself here today. It's his first race. But he's just so fast today. He's running a Xbox, I think. That is. Hacked Racing is running a PC. So usually, well, back in my days, the Xbox TTs were also all the time a little bit slower. So it's quite surprising to see such a fast Xbox driver here today. As the PC drivers were usually the fastest ones. Then there was PS and then there was Xbox, of course. I don't know if it had anything to do with the frames per second, but that is that. Bike Bonds on the soft tires, has a good exit coming out of turn 19. He might be able to make a move on Benji here. Down the start, finish straight, as he's not going to be able to. Did the DRS get open already? Did it get enabled already? Doesn't look like it. Let's go back to the front of the grid. Flip has left the session, unfortunately. You might want to give it another shot, joining the session again. And we've got someone pretty close to Dunsby. That is going to be Coda Pig down the inside into turn 5. That is going to be moved on for the Mercedes driver. Dunsby might be able to make a switchback work. Doesn't definitely look like it. Doesn't quite look like it. As that is going to be a big overtake for the Mercedes driver right there. Let's go back to the front of the pack. As we've got Hackett Racing be pretty close to Zeus right now. Someone is taking a move on Milan. That is going to be Kyle into turn 5 down the Camel straight. Possibly with the use of DRS already. Bish still pretty close to Butler here. And Larcy did get overtaken by Eric Pinto eventually. And I do have to say, Larcy has been pretty consistent. But looking at the race from last week, Eric Pinto was nowhere to be found. Today, he is in P6. So a good result by the Indian driver right there. As he is on the medium tires, so he will be switching on the hard tires later. As I'm not too sure if he's going on the softs, he will be making it. Friend request. Let me accept that real quick, guys. Flip wants to join again. I have to wait a little bit, Flip, because I will not be able to see you straight away. So I'm going to be waiting till this move has been done. DRS has been enabled. Dunsby gets a 5-second time penalty corner cutting. There's an Alfa Romeo who's going to be parked in bus stop. Bish is already making a move down the Eau Rouge and Radion. And Bish is taking P4 here. Now, let's him... Wait, hold up. Oh, he's also going to have DRS. Yeah, that's going to be an easy move there for Bish. Let's invite Flip real quick, guys. Where is our buddy Flip? Here he is. All right. I've got him at it. Now, down this small straight, Butler was looking for it, but unfortunately, there was enough... Well, there was enough room, but there wasn't enough speed for that Haas driver right there. Bish, who's taking quite a big of a lead on Butler right now. 4 tenths. Butler is getting back at him. He's smaller, making that gap a little bit smaller here. 2 tenths for the Haas driver. Overtake is not going to be possible there. Did Flip get back into the lobby? Does look like it. Someone got crashed out. Another safety car here in lap 7. We've got 2 DNFs, Milan Massimo all the way in P18. As we've got another safety car, so the medium tire runners might be able to come into the pits already. The medium runners might be able to come into the pits again. Are they going to? Are they going to? The soft tire runners, that is a good strategy from the soft tire runners. They can come into the pits, go onto that hard tire. Imagine you being on the softs right now and not coming into the pits. That is crazy. If you do that, that is crazy. The hard tire runners, of course, they're not going to come into the pits again, as there is still 15 more laps to go. We've got hard tires for Bish. We've got medium tires for Hackett Racing. So he's going to go from the hard tires to the medium tires. Is he going to be able to make that, though? Zengen has already come into the pits. He's gone on hard tires, and he's not going to be leading this race, though. But provisionally, he is going to. You know, looking at Zeus, he's running 7-lap-old hard, so he's going to get overtaken by quite a few people. Lip has come into the pits. No, he didn't actually. 7-lap-old soft. Did he? No, he didn't come into the pits. Wow. That is quite brave. Hard tires for Big Bonds. Medium tires for Dunsby. Hard tires for Benji Bucket and Milan. All the way in P8, 17 and 18. As the hard tire runners are possibly going to be finishing this race on that tire. And now Bish in P4. He is looking to get a lot of positions on the board here today. Let's have a quick look on who is the biggest winner of the evening already. That is going to be Mr. Insomniac and Ragbacks. Both drivers gate about 10 positions already. As you know, you've got Benji Bucket. He dropped back all the way from P14 to from P4 to P13 to P17. You've got Strilka, who went from P2 to P10. You've got Flip, who went from P8 to P6, so to P14. So Mr. Insomniac and Ragbacks did have a little bit of help from the guys who DNF'd. Also Jake, who went from P9 to P19. RRL James, who went from P3 to P17. So those are like 4 positions which they technically didn't gain, sort of something, if that makes sense. They did gain, but not quite because of their own effort, if that makes sense. It possibly does, though. Safety car is possibly not coming into the pits yet, as we've got an Aston Martin who isn't in Sector 3 yet. So we will just be waiting for one more lap behind the safety car here today. That fly is still flying through my room. Well, not through my room, but in my room. I hate flies, guys. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. I've got someone DMing me. I found the owner a new... Oh, we've got 2 drivers joining the Daniel Botner. All right. Welcome, Thomas. By the way, guys, for everyone who hasn't joined my Discord yet, make sure to do so. I host weekly lobby sessions, open lobby sessions. That would be appreciated if you can join. I've got about 111 people in there, actually. So there's quite a few people in my Discord session, Discord lobby, whatever you want to call it. And usually there is about 15 people joining for an open lobby. So if you want to get there, if you want to be in the open lobby, make sure to do so. It's all fun, it's all clean, it's all good. And that's about it. I'm just gonna invite someone to F1RL, as we've got someone interested in being comms, so that way we're gonna be having double comms, if that makes sense. Possibly, yeah, possibly. Well, someone for Div 1 and someone for Div 2. Sean, if you're listening, I found a comms guy for you. I hope you appreciate it. He is, I think he's Polish. His name is, what is his name again? Fuck. No way. How could I forget this guy's name? His name is The Lizard. I think he's going to DM you. I don't know if you're even watching the stream, though. I'm gonna hold you tight. And safety car in this lap. There we go. Everyone is staying behind the safety car right now, but it's going to be green flags once the safety car has come into the pits. Still 13 more laps to go after this one, so we're almost past half of the race. As everyone has sorted themselves behind this leader, which is going to be Zeus. And we're possibly going to see him getting overtaken quite easily here. I feel like on these 7-lap-old hards, he's not going to be able to do much. And he definitely didn't hear about my trick yet. So basically, what you have to do... Oh, he's going already. There we go. Zenjin got caught sleeping again. I think he got caught sleeping last safety car restart too. He's about 8/10 slower right now. So did Hackett Racing, so... There's going to be a little bit of a gap between P1, P2, and P3. Mr. Insomniac is going to be the closest one. What is Red Bull going to be able to achieve here today? Entering lap 10 right now. He's got that Alfa Romeo right behind him. And who actually started that last? I really want to know. Big Bonds started that last. The Alfa Romeo drivers started in P20 and Ragback started in P19. So the Alfa Romeo drivers have made a lot of positions here today as a team. Zenjin around the outside into turn 5. That is going to be moved on as Zeus is looking to make a switchback work. Is that going to be working for the Alpine driver? Has a little bit of a snap there coming into turn 6, that is. Turn 7, that is. My apologies. As he's now got a rapid AlphaTauri on his tail. We've got Hackett Racing, who is on those fresh medium tires. He's going around the outside into turn 10. Not a suggested place to make that overtake, but I think Zeus just gave it up on those old hard tires. Now, if he's got another safety car later this race, he might be able to still get a podium or even the race win. But for now, if there is no other safety car, I feel like he's a little bit doomed already. Butler, who's looking to make a move around the outside, but the Alpine driver was looking to get that outside line again. Now Butler through turn 15. Kyle with a 3-second time penalty. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. That is going to be Strilka, who crashed out once again. Strilka really has some good one-lap pace, but I feel like he is giving it up during the race. Now around the outside goes Butler. Oh, he's going way too deep. He lives in a pineapple under the sea. Yeah, guys, by the way, this is something new I'm going to be doing. Every time I do oh or something like that, like the sound that the pirate makes at the intro of SpongeBob, I'm always going to be saying he lives in a pineapple under the sea. It's quite fun, you know. It's like my signature sentence. That would be funny. Hackett Racing. He doesn't have the ERS yet, but he's going down the inside with the ERS. He doesn't have the DRS, by the way. Oh, another safety car. Are you serious? Benji Bucket with a 3-second time penalty. Wait, hold up. Didn't Zengen... Wait, what happened there? Didn't Zengen just overtake Hackett Racing? Eric Pinto is out of the race. Not too sure where he crashed. 5-second time penalty for Larcy. That is a big penalty there. Drive-through penalty for Milan Massimo. There's a lot of penalties here during this safety car. Possibly a couple of drive-through penalties. Depends on what pace everyone is running. And who is going to be taking the lead here? Is anyone coming into the pits? Possibly Zeus. Let's have a quick look on these tires. 10-lap-old hards. He could go onto the mediums now. With 2 more laps behind the safety car, he could. He definitely could. He's going to get dropped back all the way to the end of the grid, though. But he can make up a lot of positions on those fresh mediums. Hackett Racing, who's on 3-lap-old mediums. Is he also going to come into the pits to possibly go into hards? That is a good question. The Aston Martin driver at the back of the grid is going really slow. Not too sure what for. As he's losing time on the guys ahead, even with that delta. Well, the guys can go as fast as possible, I think. No, they can't. It's only when one guy is right behind the safety car. Then everyone can go as fast as possible. That is the rule here in F1. Well, the F1 game, of course. I don't know if that's the actual rule in the F1. And nobody is coming into the pits except for Zeus. Everyone is on fresh tires, though. So Kyle might be coming into the pits. And he's not going to. Zeus is. And Zeus is going to be the only one. Oh, there's another guy. That's going to be Flip on fresh mediums. But he's not racing anymore. So not too sure why the AI goes on to mediums. Well, another set of mediums possibly. Or maybe the hards. Or maybe the softs. That could also be a possibility. Let's have a quick look. It's going to be medium tires. Interesting. I didn't sing the safety car song yet, so I'm just gonna sing that real quick. Safety car, it is a safety car situation. Safety car, it is a safety car situation. Everyone is driving on a straight line, except for when you're going through the corner. Safety car situation here in F1 Racing League. There we go. There's only 4 people watching. What is this, bro? Am I not entertaining enough? Doesn't look like it. I feel like I'm more of a open lobby guy, who is gonna entertain people with my stupid songs and stupid thing. I feel like the commentary is alright, just you guys don't enjoy it or something like that. Kind of makes sense. You know, I've got these beautiful overlays, and for some reason it doesn't appeal any new watchers, so that's gonna be it right there. Another safety car situation. Milan Massimo is still 14 seconds behind. Not too sure what the Aston Martin driver is doing right now. Is the safety car actually gonna come in if someone is that far back? It's not coming in this lap yet, so we will just be waiting here. So I'm gonna have a quick listen to my stream one more time to see whether the quality is alright or not. Yeah, to be honest, the quality seems to be pretty fine. You know, I did some settings. I did something to hopefully get it a little bit better. Yeah, it seems to be all good right now, you know. Oh, guys, these safeguards make me tired sometimes. Sometimes, you know, not all the time. These safeguards make me tired. And you know, like, all right, you are able to talk about stuff during a safeguard, right? But like three safeguards almost in a row, like you're getting you're getting tired of talking sometimes. And like you're out of topics, if that makes sense. So I can be talking about Christmas right now, but I'm not going to because Christmas is not on the topic list today. Did I actually make a topic list? Oh, that's actually a good idea. I could make a topic list. That would be great. Yeah, I'm gonna make a topic list, and whenever there is a safeguard, I can point something at my topic list and talk about that. A good thing would be threes, right? Threes, you've got many different trees. As you can see there on the background, in Belgium, you actually have a lot of different trees. How many trees is there in the world? I know there's like people who are like tree whisperers and they're like chilling, talking to the trees. I don't know how that works, but I would love to be a tree whisperer. You also got dog whisperers and like horse whisperers. These guys are really crazy. The horse whisperers, they just do something like, hello, hello, hello. Wait, what did I say? Hello, horse. I'm the horse whisperer, and I'm gonna calm you down. And then the horse is like, you know, like chilling, talking to the other guy. Not that the guy understands anything of the horse, but that's about it, you know. And then the dog whispers. I don't know what they do, but they do more actions than they do the talking. Like, you know, when a dog is really crazy, they're just gonna go onto their knees and do like woof woof, and then the dog is all oh, fucking funny, bro. By the way, a bold opinion, right? Like nobody has asked my opinion about this. But do you guys feel like Sally from Cars is a little bit overrated? I feel like she's a little bit overrated. Also, that Storm guy from the third movie. Oh yeah, and also that Hamilton guy from the second movie, bro. He shouldn't even be in that movie. I felt like they should have done. Who else is there? Who else was there during that time? Kubica, or Kimi Raikkonen. That would be fucking funny. All right, so it's gonna be safeguard restart here. We're currently entering lap 14 out of the 22 of the Belgian Grand Prix here in Formula One racing. When is engine gonna go? He's gonna wait really, really late, and hopefully he's gonna get a good exit coming through that corner. And he does indeed. There's a Ferrari. Went a little bit too fast onto the throttle, and that is going to be Larcy, the only Ferrari still in this lobby, as he's going to get pushed back all the way to P8. Kyle in P10 right now gets overtaken by Larcy and Smurf. Larcy making up a lot of positions. And Mr. Insomniac getting a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Bish being pretty close to Butler right now, but I don't think it's going to be an overtake opportunity. Maybe Hackett Racing on Zengen. Doesn't look like it. Let's go back to Zeus, who is on those fresh mediums. He makes up one position on his teammate, Dunsby. As Benji Bucket gets back into the top 8, the Red Bull driver is looking to make a move on Smurf as his next target. It's not looking like it. Zeus now down the inside into turn 8. That is going to be a beautiful move there from the Alpine driver, and I feel like he's just waltzing through this grid. You know, he's making dough out of everyone. 2 tenths right now for the Alpine driver, and that is going to be moved on into turn 13, I think. A beautiful exit coming out of turn 12. That is going to be move done right there for Zeus. His next target is going to be Koda Pick. And is he going to be getting this race win? It does look like it on these fresh medium tires. He still has a lot of people to overtake. And 9 exactly to get this race win, as he's got Koda Pick down the inside. There's quite a big gap from Koda Pick to Benji Bucket, about a 1.5 second gap. He's using a little bit of ERS here. Zeus, as that is going to be P9 for the Alpine driver. Now, his next target is going to be Benji Bucket, but I feel like Benji Bucket is going to be battling a little bit here with the AlphaTauri driver, so they might be losing a couple of tenths to Zeus, who has already shrinking that time down to 1 second instead of 1.5 seconds. The top three has a lead of about 1.5 seconds on the rest of the grid. As Hackett Racing possibly has the DRS. He's got a lot of straight line speed. He doesn't have DRS yet, though. That's only for next lap. Now he's going to make that move down the inside on those fresh mediums, and that is going to be moved on for Hackett Racing. Although Zengen is possibly going to have the benefit of the tires later this race. Zengen, who now gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, as that is going to be the first driver in the top 4 with a penalty. So he's going to drop back to P4 realistically. It also depends on when Bish is going to get closer to these guys. Now, Benji Bucket. And the Red Bull driver, he is really fast. He has just not been very consistent here during the Belgian Grand Prix today. And there is a 3-second gap from Big Bonds to Kyle Bury. Bradbury, I should say. And he's not quite getting there. You know, he's not quite getting there into turn 10 and 11. I feel like, you know, he's missing a little bit of pace here. He's a guy from EWRL. An amazing league. They participated in King of Leagues. Unfortunately, something happened between us. I'm not gonna keep on. Why do I actually keep on saying this? I had to say it with when I mentioned EWRL. But you know, the EWRL guys. There is a couple of guys in here, which is gonna be Benji. Who else is there? Flip. There is gonna be Eric. I think Eric was a EWRL driver too. And then we have Smurf, who already also was one. And then, of course, Mr. Big Bones. Now, Zeus around the outside of Larcy. He doesn't have the DRS yet, but he will have DRS on the Camel Straight. So he will just patiently be waiting. And Mr. Insomniac in P5. Surprising result there. Larcy, who kind of messed up during that safety car restart, got pushed back to P10. But currently is back in P6, so he's got some good pace around the Belgian track today. Let's have a quick look what Zeus is going to be able to do with the use of DRS. Larcy doesn't have the DRS, unfortunately. He's going to be losing 2 positions. 1 to Benji, 1 to Zeus. Although Larcy keeps P7 from the Red Bull driver. These two have been racing in my open lobby already, so they know each other quite well. But not good enough. Now, Benji Bucket coming into turn 8 seems to have a little bit of a snap right there. So you might want to drive on board with Big Bonds, who's letting his teammate go through. Ragbacks, who's got 8-lap-old hearts. So does his teammate. But it seemed like Big Bonds wasn't really able to get any closer to Kyle Bradbury. So he was going to give him his teammate a shot right there. And it paid off because he's already within a 7/10 of Kyle Bradbury. Bish, who now gets a 3-second time penalty with Sension being 4/10 behind Hackett Racing. Butler, who has had to leave a gap of 2 seconds to the top 2. And now Benji Bucket. 2/10 to the Ferrari driver. Is he going to be able to make that move? Newt, but safety car in Div 2. There's another safety car. We had 3 safety cars already, Oranje, so quite interesting. Benji was looking to make a move down the inside right there. Didn't really work out, as we've got Larcy right now through bus stop. And Smurf got closer to these guys. Benji Bucket with a beautiful exit coming through that corner. He's now alongside the Ferrari driver. And I feel like Larcy just has to let him go through. Benji Bucket, who will not have the DRS. Oh, 3 wide. 3 wide. This is not great. But Larcy might be able to make that move. Smurf is going to let him go through. And it's a little bit of strategic games here between these 3. Benji Bucket, who now has a lead of about 3/10 on Larcy and Smurf. Zeus, who gets P5 from Mr. Insomniac. And what is Larcy going to do with that DRS? Is he getting close enough? Doesn't look like it. He has to stick behind that Red Bull driver for 1 more lap. And Milan gets another 3-second time penalty all the way P14. Now, let's go back to Zeus, as he got on the tail of the Mercedes driver Kyle with a 3-second time penalty all the way P11. As that is not going to be great during his battle with Ragbacks. Now, Zeus, he is really, really fast. He still has 5 more laps to go on these medium tires. And the other guys' tires, they're just going to drop out. They're just going to drop down. Larcy with a 3-second time penalty. He was fairly consistent this whole race. Now it's a 1.4-second gap to Benji Bucket. But Zeus, he's gonna go through this. Well, I wouldn't call it a straight, but these are like pretty fast corners which you can go through full throttle. Zeus using none of his ERS and another safety car. Another safety car situation. Who crashed out? It is gonna be Benji Bucket, it seems like. Benji Bucket all the way in P14. Zeus has to watch out for the Mercedes driver right there. And this Delta thing is always a little bit risky. There's a couple of guys coming into pits except for Zenjin. I feel like he already got past the pit lane entry there before the safety car came out. Oh, Smurf retired from the session. He was pretty fast. Not too sure what happened there. I feel like he... Wait, did he crash in the pit lane or did he just crash entering the pit lane? He did crash entering the pit lane. That's pretty interesting right there. A lot of guys going onto the softs. Butler going onto the mediums. He possibly didn't have enough softs left. Koda pick onto the mediums too. And Larcy Law stays out on the hards. Bold strategy from the Ferrari driver, as when the safety car comes back into the pits, we will possibly be starting lap 20 out of the 22. So there will only be 3 more laps of racing here today. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a break, so we will be right back with you. Alrighty. Safety car is possibly coming back in this lap. So hopefully we are going to be having some clean last lap battles between, all the guys who have come into the pits and possibly Larcy and Zenjin. But I feel like they're going to be dropping down a lot of positions depending on how the pace is of everyone. They're not going to have a DRS opportunity. So we will not be seeing any overtakes or clear overtakes down the Camel Straight. Only side-by-side racing through the Camel Straight, then entering turn 5. And they're also going to go side-by-side. Safety car in this lap. The guys on the softs and the mediums will have an amazing start. Flip, who is now on 7-lap-old mediums. That guy is not in the session, so his points are not going to be counting. Unfortunately, Dunsby, who if I put in a P2 as my prediction, is not going to be getting in the P2 in my prediction. But I feel like Hackett Racing has a chance of winning this race. Butler in P2. Well, Butler in P4, but with a possible P2. Depending on how hard Larcy will make it for the guys behind him. If the guys behind Larcy are not going to be able to get past the Ferrari driver, it might be a hard shot to overtake Zenjin. Now, Larcy has a 7-10 gap to Zenjin. 6-10s right now. Hackett Racing is already alongside the Ferrari driver. He's making that move into turn 1. There goes Hackett Racing on the Ferrari driver. Larcy is just letting him go through. He's keeping it clean. There goes Zenjin. Oh, there goes Larcy. No fucking way, bro. Larcy. Such an... Oh, he's going to be so mad in the chat. He's going to be so mad. There goes Hackett Racing. Butler has overtaken the AlphaTauri driver. He had to go out of the way of Zenjin. And then Butler abused. No, Larcy. Oh, no. Someone in the chat feels for Larcy. Hackett Racing is taking the lead right now. Butler in P2. Larcy has left the session. He's going to be so frustrated. I know that for sure. Zeus in P4 already on those soft tires. Larcy in the chat, you've got to be fucking kidding me, bro. Oh, that's fucking funny. Now, Kyle, I feel like he has a good comeback race. He was all the way at the back of the grid, currently in P6, looking to make a move on the Mercedes driver. He's not going to. He's not going to. Although you're into turn 12, 13, and 14 right now, with a good exit coming into turn 14, he might be able to make a move on the exit of turn 15. It depends on how he takes this corner. Doesn't take a lot of grip on the entry. Does take a little bit on the exit. Is he going to be able to take the top 5 here? Kyle Bradbury. There's still 2 more laps after this one. There's still 2 more laps after this one. There's a 3-way battle for P5 right now. Mr. Insomniac, the familiar face, down the inside of Kyle. Throws it down the inside. Beautiful move there from Mr. Insomniac. Is he going to be able to make it, though? Ragbacks trying to get involved into this battle now around the outside of Mr. Insomniac. Insomniac defending the inside line into turn 1. Not the best thing to do, so makes that move into turn 1. It's going to be 3 wide. Not go 3 wide into Maggots and Baggots. Maggots and Baggots, that's in Silverstone. Rouge and Radion, of course. Kyle Bradbury, they're going side by side. There goes Ragbacks. He takes a little bit on. He goes a little bit on the curb, loses a couple of tenths there. As it seems like Zeus got back into P2. Lloyd Butler right on his tail. Zeus, is he going to be able to win this race? A good question. The Alpine driver did have pole today. Went for a really crazy strategy. He went onto the hards, came into the pits when that third safety car was there, got dropped back to all the way up the back of the grid, made a lot of overtakes, and I would say he deserves this race win. But Hackett Racing has taken a lead of 1.2 seconds already. There's a little bit of battling going on at the back of the grid as Kyle Bradbury goes into the wall. Oh wait, what happened there? Why didn't he get crashed out? He went frontal into the wall. You would think that he would have gotten crashed out. Not too sure what happened there. Dunsby back into P7, so he might be getting this race win. No, he isn't. He isn't. He's in P7 right now. Zeus, 1 more lap to go. Maybe with a lot of pace. He's within 1 second, though. DRS is not going to get enabled yet, or is it? It might be this lap. It might be this lap. And then he's going to be able to make a move down the Camel Straight with a good exit coming out of bus stop right now. 8 tenths for the Alpine driver. Has a little bit of a step there. Is going to lose a couple of tenths. Hackett Racing. Zeus with the fastest lap of 144.0. Into turn 1. DRS hasn't been enabled. DRS has been enabled. He is within 1 second. 8 tenths right now. Is Zeus going to be having what it takes in Belgium to take this race win after his first real Grand Prix in the Formula One Racing League? Mr. Insomniac is also pretty close to Koda Pick. Zeus, he's not going to be quite there yet. He's got to wait. He's got to wait. He can make it work in Sector 2 or Sector 3. Taking a lot of curb down the inside. Bish gets dropped back to P6. Possibly with the DRS. Well, thanks to the DRS. But not really thanks because it hasn't been going into his benefit. 4 tenths for Zeus. On the tail of Hackett Racing, some good battling going on. Well, we are not seeing a lot of battling, but we are seeing some close racing. Although Zeus cannot get on the tail of Hackett Racing. How many ERS do the guys still have? Zeus has 0. So does Hackett Racing. Both drivers pushing the limits. And who's going to make it out on top? Is that going to be the Alpine driver who's been fighting the whole race already? Or is it going to be Hackett Racing who's had it a little bit easier this race? I would say the deserved winner is Zeus, but Hackett Racing has just been so consistent these last couple of races already. 4 races in a row he's won already. 4 tenths for Zeus. He's not going to get there. He doesn't have the ERS. Maybe straight line speed. 3 tenths. 3 tenths for Zeus. 2 tenths for Zeus. Is he going to be able to make it? Oh, a little bit of a desperate move there. Takes the outside line. If he has a good line through bus stop, he might be able to make it work. Down the line, is he going to be able to make it work? Hackett Racing takes this race win. And Zeus is going to be P2. Butler in P3. And Koda Pick in P4. Mr. Insomniac with a good result in P5. And we've got Bish in P6. Dunsby takes P7. We've got Kyle with a broken front wing in P8. Bonds is not going to be overtaking him. Ragbacks does take that. Wait, hold up. He's not even in the lobby. So we might be looking at Kyle in P8. A Big Bonds in P9. Flip is not in the lobby. So he's going to be disqualified. Benji with an unfortunate result. He is all the way in P12. Possibly getting a P10. And then we've got Milan, who has just been very unlucky. The whole race wrong. The whole race long. He's just been crashing out, getting crashed. Coming into the pits, going really slow, going really fast. I don't know what was up with his race, but definitely something to take in mind when you're going to the next Grand Prix, which is going to be China, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to have a quick look in the race calendar for Div 1. We might be having a look at Div 2 too, because sometimes these guys are, well, some leagues are running different calendars for different divisions, if that makes sense. Well, let's have a quick look here. We have got P1 for Mr. Hackett Racing. Zeus does take the fastest lap in P2. Butler in P3. Koda Pick in P4. And a surprising result. Mr. Insomniac being the biggest winner of the evening, going from P18 to P5. Although Koda Pick went from P17 to P4. So that's also a good result from the Mercedes driver. Now, let's go through the grid real quick. Bishop P4. Dunsby in P5. Looks a little bit like that what is that game again? Among Us character. Him P7, as you can see. It's like yellow and pink. Ragbacks in P8, Kyle in P9, and Flip in P10. Further, we've got Big Bonds, Benji Bucket, and Milan. The rest of the grid has DNF'd, unfortunately. That's going to be Larcy, Zenjin, Smurf, Eric Pinto, Strilka, Jake, and RRL James, who has unfortunately left the league. So that is going to be your results here in the Belgian Grand Prix. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream, as we're going to be saying goodbye to you, and hopefully I will see you guys next week. Yeah, I mean, it was a great Grand Prix. It was a great Grand Prix. We've seen some clean racing. We've seen some less clean racing. So I think it's going to be a busy day for the stewards in the stewards box. But it was also a pretty busy day for the commentator, which is going to be me. And I guess I will see you guys next week. So this was VB Thomas as your commentator. And hopefully I will see you guys next week. Peace out.